You gonna dance now? Now you on camera. Go ahead, dance.
Dance for us.
Do your dance, Lena.
Dance.
Do your dance, Lena.
You through dancing now? Okay then.
Well, I came here because I started off homeless. I'm 21 years old, didn't have anywhere to go, didn't have no job.
I was really heavily into drugs, and my life was totally out of control before I came to Hoover.
My self-image wasn't as good as it had been in, many years.
You get here, you actually see ministry happening. You actually do ministry. When I got here to Hoover, here's what I saw. I saw people who were homeless being given a shelter. Some people who had no clothes actually received clothing. So you think back the scripture when Jesus talks about being naked and clothing someone. Well, doing ministry at Hoover meant sometimes clothing people, feeding people. You reach out to folks no matter where they come from, no matter what their history, in hopes of restoring hope in their lives and giving them a new way to look at life.
I was torn down by drugs and alcohol. I had nowhere else to turn, really. And when I got to Hoover House, I was welcomed with open arms. And through the classes and counseling and the different sessions that we had, I was able to have a real life change. They introduced me mainly to Jesus Christ.
I came to Hoover a little over a year ago. And when I came to Hoover, I didn't want to be of this world because I had a horrible drug addiction, and I, quite frankly, just didn't have a life. And what Hoover has done for me is they have given me a life. They've taught me how to have a relationship with God. They have welcomed me with open arms, showed me how to be a member of my community.
Religion today can seem to me almost to be too programmed. And this church is involved in the total ministry of the community in the sense of where people are really hurting. And I think that's what the church has to begin to do. That's not easy because churches are just like so many other organizations. You have to have money to operate those churches. And so if you start dealing with the problems of the community, then it's not always easy to generate the revenue that's necessary to keep the bills paid.
And just as Gerald said, it takes money to fund these programs. And remember, mostly all of these services and programs are free of charge to the recipients.
The Hoover BCD Job Partnership, actually there aren't any dollars to actually pay for the program. We have volunteers, there's no budget. The staff that does this really do this because they're committed to the ministry, to assisting others. The one thing about any program is that you can start it, but there are dollars that need to come with it in order to continue the support. And the thing I can also say about BCD is most of the programs that we've operated, we've never had the dollars on the front end. We just had the faith that the money and that the partners and that the people would come and help us to serve others.
There was some skepticism as to whether or not this program would really work and how it would fit in this community. But because of his commitment and because of his conviction, we decided that if the ship go down, we're going to be right on there with him. And so we all joined in because we believed in Shelby, we believed in commitment, and we believe that if God is for us, he's more than the world against you.
Everyone has done anything that it took to make this happen. I've got to say it. To God be the glory.
This center today that we built, actually you're doing permanent housing. And with permanent housing, persons are able to stay longer. And with supportive services, we move people through, try to empower them, and they can move on. With permanent housing, that period would be even longer.
Oh, Reverend Robinson, I love him. He's a visionary, and if it weren't for him to be able to help us to see his vision and to put that in concrete terms to help our community, we wouldn't have the collaboration, we wouldn't have the partnerships, this wouldn't be here today.
We are able to bring faith-based and also the government funding and also private funding and bank funding from banks. Well, one of the next things that we want to do, we want to build a new treatment facility. And so, and it's going to be somewhat of a challenge. We have identified some resources, but we're looking for additional resources to do the pre-development funding for that project.
In our feasibility study in the year 2000, we wanted to do housing in the city of Little Rock to improve the quality of the community within the neighborhoods which we serve. Throughout the years, we've noticed a lot of abandoned houses and weed lots and a lot of illicit activities going on in the neighborhood, and that was a direct result of the slumlords that was in our neighborhood. So what we wanted to do was promote home ownership by building houses for first-time home buyers.
I probably would have never been able to afford to build me a brand new home, you know, without BCD. That's one of the main things I like. I like what they're doing as far as they're cleaning up the community and trying to build it up, because we need that in our black communities.
Well, here at 4100 West 11th, I expect for my house to be built, and I'm excited about it. I'm getting a brand new house because of Black community developers and the City of Little Rock program have helped low-income people like me to get a brand new house built.
BCD has given and given and given throughout the years, and they're continuing to give through scholarships.
I was valedictorian of class of 2002, first black female to ever get it. And that allowed me to reach Duke University, school I'd always dreamed of going. And I had doubts that I would make it, but I did. Thank God I did. I think that's what made me get to Duke University, prayer, because I was praying every night. And all because of Hoover, all because of all the people who gave us, me and my family, support. That's what brought me to Christ.
Hoover has prepared me. I went off to college to Dillon University in New Orleans, Louisiana, and I was prepared with the scholarships. I was able to accept different scholarships, and as well as a Hoover scholarship while I was there at Dillard University as the scholarship fund continued to grow. At Dillard is where I decided to change my life completely. I wasn't where I was supposed to be in God. And so being away from home and away from the people that I knew I had to just kind of reflect and really decide where God wanted me to do and where He wanted me to go.
Since I've been here, I've been exposed to grassroots ministry, outreach into the community, ministry that reaches into the hearts and the souls of those who are hurting, those who have been victims by drugs, abuse, and just misinformed as far as their spiritual education is concerned. I found Hoover to be an enriching and a learning place where one who comes with little experience or no experience can come and gain a whole lot of experience concerning ministry.
I was very much and very interested in teaching and was looking for an opportunity where a pastor would allow me to teach. And Reverend Robinson did exactly that. And the way he did it was, fine, go teach. In other words, he just trusted that my commitment to the Lord was such that I was going to show up and be committed and do something. The senior pastor very rarely wants to provide an opportunity for a young minister and a young preacher to preach on, quote unquote, the first Sunday, a high Sunday, a very important day in the life of the church. And Reverend Robinson did exactly that. He invited me to do things that he normally would do. I have to just give Reverend Robinson a lot of credit. He usually likes to just put you out front and make you do work, make you do ministry, so to speak. And that's the way we grow here.
It gives me an opportunity to be in more of a leadership roles because at the church that I came from, you know, the church was basically ran by the elder and the older people in the church, but at this church, everybody has an opportunity to lead. The pastoral leadership here offers a great mentorship. It's not, to me, they're not just up here on Sunday preaching to you, telling you how to live your life. They're actually living their life the way that they would want everybody in their congregation to live their lives.
And he said, go down this way and go up the other way and turn that way and go this way. And I did what I thought he said.
and I found myself still lost. Have you ever been lost? Have you ever been out there somewhere, you're trying to get there and look like the street would be going one way or the other, and you knew north from south, but looked like when you got there, the street just went like this, you know, just went everywhere. Where is it that we're trying to go? And if you don't realize where you're trying to go, I tell you, you're lost. There's no telling where you're going to find yourself. I want to suggest to you this morning that you're in the right place. You can get there from here. If you want to move in the right direction, if you want, just let God use you and take control of your life. He, in fact, can direct your path and give you the right direction as to where to go. You can get there. For him.
B8 ministry here is about getting people out of the pews into a group that will come together and serve God and do something. Doing can be about working in the church liturgy, working in the choir, singing in the choir, working as an usher, but it's just not that. Members in the congregation have opportunities to volunteer and to become sponsors, mentors, tutors to young people, to individuals going through recovery, or to individuals who've never had a chemical dependency problem, but have a spiritual problem.
I worked with the church, with the dance ministry. It was something new to me because it wasn't allowed at my other church. And so when I came here, it was just a blessing that I was able to continue my dance ministry here. And started working with the outreach programs with Black community developers, which is a part of the church. I love being in this church. I always think about it being the type of church that thinks outside the box. And that's the type of person I am, so I enjoy being around others who think the same.
I'm excited about the Sunday school ministry here at Hoover. When I look at 2 years ago, we had one class for the children, and we did a one-room Sunday school, which was good. But after 3 months of having 3 teachers come and be committed to the kids, and we were consistently there every morning at 9:30. The kids got excited, they started having fun, and it grew over the fall from just a couple of people, my kids, to 45 kids.
I played for 2 churches before I came here, and somehow I always leave, and I've been here as long as I have, and I feel like that God has always told me when I felt like I wanted to leave. It's not really nobody was pushing me, but I feel like it was time to move, because when you're somewhere so long, you don't want to just think that you're missing out on something. I don't think I'm missing out on anything at all. I feel that Hoover is the church where I belong, and I'm going to stay here as long as I can. And I'm going to make sure that if I have any kids, they come here, because this church has helped me out a lot. And if we could go back and count how many times that y'all helped us out, man, I don't think we could count it. I think God has sent y'all into our lives to the point where if we could extend our names or the family members from our history on down, y'all family would be connected.
What Reverend Robinson has done in these years at Teresa Hoover and with Black community developers is just, I mean, it's a miracle. It's to see the work that he's done with people who are among the least of these, as Jesus would say, and lifting those people up and offering the possibility of hope, of new life. It's a little short of miraculous.
Reverend Robinson, our pastor, didn't know me from Adam, if I might say so. And when he met me, he embraced me just as if he had known me for years. And that's what really Hoover is about. Hoover is a congregation and a family that learns to embrace individuals no matter what their background.
Some churches you walk into and you feel like you have to be a part of that crowd, or you fit or you don't fit, whereas Hoover is accepting of anyone who walks through the door. And I think that's very Christ-like. If someone walks in with a $3,000 suit if somebody walks in a $3 suit, you know, or a $3 pair of pants or whatever. We should be accepting of that person. God looks at that. That is important to God. So when I think of what's different about Hoover, Hoover is accepting of people no matter who you are, what color you are, what your background is, how much income you have or don't have, or whatever state in life you're at, whether you are spiritually, you have a lot and you know a lot about God, or whether you come in full of questions with, I just don't know where to start with a relationship with God.
This church should just take you by the hand and you're like a new baby, you know, and guide you in every area. No question is too stupid or too ignorant. You know, and they welcome you with open arms to teach you. And, you know, that makes you a part of instead of just talking down to you. I've never been a part of a church where, you know, everybody was welcomed. Nobody, they don't talk down to you. They're living proof of the word that they teach. And that's so awesome.
It's really, as that United Methodist commercial says, open minds, open hearts. This Hoover is that.
A lot of people are homeless, a lot of people are coming out of prisons. Most of our residents are coming out of prison, ex-prisoners. And a lot of them are feeling that there's nowhere to go. After they hear about a week, they begin to realize that people do really care for them, mentally, physically, and spiritually, about their well-being. It's just a new and wonderful learning experience for people that have been downtrodden, you know, have been written off. And I think that's the thing that motivates most of the resident clients that do come here, that they find out that all the things that they thought weren't going to happen for them are happening for them just by being participants.
I came and visited, and it was everything that I thought it would be. The Spirit moves me regularly in this church. I see people's lives changed regularly in this church.
When people look at you, they'll see a whole new you on the inside and the outside, so that when you speak, your words will show that you are a new person. You won't talk like you used to as the old person.
It's like they're brand new folks. I mean, the excitement and the enthusiasm, the family is more supportive. It's just amazing. You just have to experience people who feel like, now I can do this. And they feel that way because they have mentors, they have BCD, they have Hoover Church, and the other partners who are right there with them, coaching them, cheering them on.
Oh my gosh, I feel on top of the world. I feel like I could take on the world right now. I have never accomplished anything. This is the first thing I've ever accomplished besides 6th grade. And it is just, I feel like I could just, I'm on top of the world right now. I can't explain it.
This opportunity is really important to me because it made me feel more confidence in myself. It brought me from thinking I was nothing to where I know I'm somebody.
I see a spirit of hope, a spirit of forgiveness, a spirit of contribution to the community and to each other that I just have not felt in a lot of in a lot of different cases. So I'm happy to be a part of it.
People need hope, and I think it's my responsibility to try to ensure that whenever they leave here and they have to go back and face whatever problems they have to face with, they have some hope to carry along with them to carry them over to the next week. I think we have the ability to create some values and pass on to our people that will make a difference within the community. And that's what we try to do, is to instill values in the lives of young men and young women, so in fact that they may transplant those values into their children. As a result of that, we see the result in a better community for tomorrow. That's my goal, that's my mission, and if that's accomplished, then in fact, you know, I can leave this planet and go on to wherever, knowing that some contribution has been made for the betterment of mankind.